Before we begin, take a deep breath. Now, if these words find you tonight, I want you to pause for just a moment, because what you are about to hear may awaken something you've been quietly feeling for weeks. That strange restlessness, that pull in your chest you can't explain. Before you go any further, type in the comments, "I am ready to receive." Let the universe see you claim it in writing. That single line becomes your signal, your open door. You have been sensing it, haven't you? Something inside you whispering that it's time to move on, that the walls you once called home have begun to feel too small, that conversations that once thrilled you now echo hollow, and maybe you've tried to fight it, to reason with it, to stay comfortable. But comfort is no longer your companion. Growth is. The days leading up to October 27th have been heavy with signs. People showing their real faces, old plans collapsing for no clear reason, unexpected invitations appearing out of nowhere. It's not coincidence, it's alignment. Every ending that has brushed your life lately has been part of a silent choreography, a cosmic rearranging designed to free you from what can't travel with you any longer. You are not losing stability. You are being moved to sacred ground. Close your eyes for a moment. Picture your life as a room filled with sunlight and dust. Every thought, every memory, every fear has been floating in that light. Now, one by one, those motes of dust are settling. The air clears, and you can finally see what has been waiting underneath. The doorway. It's been there all along, but you could never see it through the storm of distractions. Now, the universe whispers, "Step through." October 27th isn't a date circled on a calendar. It's a symbol of release. It's the heartbeat of transition. A moment when your old timeline exhales and a new one inhales. When you stop chasing belonging and start embodying it, you might feel resistance. What if I'm not ready? But the truth is, readiness isn't a feeling, it's a decision. You become ready the moment you stop bargaining with your soul. Think back on the last few months. How many times did you almost walk away? How many times did something inside you whisper, "This isn't it anymore"? You tried to silence it with logic, with loyalty, with fear of being alone. But the whisper never left, because it wasn't doubt, it was direction. Chosen one, the universe never shouts. It nudges, softly at first, then more firmly, until silence becomes impossible. Every delay, every closed door, every sleepless night has been that nudge growing louder. Not punishment, permission. Permission to live where your light isn't dimmed by familiarity. So tonight, as you listen, let these words be your mirror. You are not being abandoned, you are being guided. You are not running away, you are returning to yourself. Leaving everything behind doesn't mean loss. It means travel. It means elevation. It means standing barefoot on new soil and realizing that even the ground breathes differently there. Maybe you don't yet know where you're going. That's how you know it's real guidance. Because true calling rarely arrives with a map. It arrives with a pull. And that pull will not quiet until you follow it. If your world feels like it's falling apart, it's because your vibration is outgrowing its container. The conversations that once felt alive now drain you because you've tasted truth. The job that once defined you now feels like an echo because your purpose is expanding. The place you live feels too tight because your energy has learned to stretch beyond its borders. This is what the approach of October 27th stirs within you. Not doom, not fear, but liberation disguised as endings. The universe is not asking you to panic. It's inviting you to prepare space. Remember, everything you let go of in faith returns, multiplied in peace. Every door you close out of obedience to your higher self opens two more in perfect timing. You don't need to chase the new season. It's already chasing you. Your only task is to stop clinging to the fading colors of the last one. Feel that breath again. Inhale the unknown. Exhale the need to control it. You are safe, even when you can't see the path. You are supported, even when you feel suspended in midair. The same energy that guided you to this message is the same energy guiding your next steps. Before this part ends, let this truth settle deep into your chest. There is nothing in front of you to fear and nothing behind you to regret. You are standing exactly where transformation begins, between the no longer and the not yet, and the bridge between them is trust. If these words stir something within you, write below, "I trust my path," because every comment becomes a candle in this shared space, a beacon reminding others that they are not alone in their becoming. If you've made it this far, don't forget to subscribe for daily cosmic insights, astrology updates, and spiritual guidance, because the universe always has a message for you. And as the first part of this message closes, know that this is only the beginning of your departure, not from people or possessions, but from the smaller version of yourself that thought survival was enough. From here on, we walk together into the unfolding. You are still here, and that means you've felt it, the quiet unraveling that began when you whispered, "I trust my path." Now the shift deepens. The air around you feels different, as if something vast is waiting beyond the horizon. October 27th. Not a date, but a doorway. Not an event, but an awakening. This is the moment when leaving everything behind becomes not an act of escape, but an act of remembering who you were before fear began to whisper louder than truth. You may notice yourself walking through familiar rooms that suddenly feel foreign. The same walls, the same light, yet the energy has changed. What once fit now feels heavy. This is the gentle severing of attachments. Not punishment, preparation. The universe cannot fill a vessel that refuses to empty, and so it loosens your grip on what you once clung to. People who can no longer hear your frequency. Dreams that once defined you but now confine you. Responsibilities that disguised themselves as purpose. This is the stripping, the crossing, the sacred in between. And though it may feel like loss, it's actually spaciousness returning. You may be wondering why it hurts so much to evolve, because every version of you believes it is the last. When the old self begins to fade, it cries out for preservation. It mistakes rebirth for death. But you, chosen one, you have walked this path before. You know that endings are simply doors disguised as walls, and you have learned how to listen for the hinges. So when people distance themselves, bless them. When opportunities dissolve, release them. When silence replaces noise, welcome it. The universe never subtracts without intent. What leaves creates space for what aligns. Take another deep breath. Feel the inhale travel down your spine. Let the exhale carry your resistance out of the body. That is how you cross, not by running, not by forcing, but by breathing through what is leaving. This is what the energy of this transition asks of you. Trust the unseen hands rearranging your life. They are not cruel, they are careful. They remove only what could not sustain your becoming. There will be moments when you question if you made the right choice, moments when the silence feels like abandonment, But remember this: silence is not emptiness, it's incubation. It is the sacred pause between the old rhythm and the new. Every time you feel stillness, know that your soul is catching its breath before the next flight. And when you doubt, speak softly to yourself. I am exactly where I need to be. Repeat it until it becomes the rhythm of your heartbeat. Because truth, once believed, reshapes reality. You will notice new people entering your life in subtle ways. Conversations that feel lighter. Connections that require no translation. They are not random, they are recognition. Souls you have met before, in lifetimes where you learned the lessons that now return as wisdom. They arrive to walk with you, not to save you. No one saves the chosen one. They remember themselves, and in remembering, they free others to do the same. When the fear rises, because it will, do not rush to suppress it. Sit with it. Fear, too, is a messenger. It points toward what still needs your love. The goal is not to erase fear, but to dissolve the illusion that it defines you. So when fear whispers, "You might lose everything," answer gently, "I am not losing. I am aligning." Say it again and again until even fear begins to trust you. As you cross this energetic threshold, the universe tests not your worthiness, but your willingness. It asks, will you trust what you cannot see? Because destiny is not found, it is followed. It reveals itself only to those who keep walking when the road disappears. So, if the path ahead looks unclear, keep walking anyway. The ground forms beneath the feet of the faithful. October 27th is the symbol of this crossing. It is the collective heartbeat of transformation, the moment your inner and outer worlds finally synchronize. After it, things that once felt impossible begin to unfold effortlessly because you are no longer chasing alignment. You are living from it. In this crossing, you will rediscover joy in simplicity. The morning sunlight will speak to you again. You will notice music in silence and peace in uncertainty. These are the first signs of arrival. So tonight, if the weight of leaving feels too heavy, whisper this prayer: Universe, guide me where my soul can grow. Release what cannot rise with me. Let every ending reveal its hidden beginning, and teach me to trust the beauty of becoming. Speak it aloud. Your voice is vibration, and vibration is creation. Every word you say with love rearranges reality in your favor. And before this part closes, write once more in the comments, I walk in trust. Because what you write, you anchor, and what you anchor, you manifest. These words are not magic. They are permission slips for your higher self to act. The crossing is nearly complete, but there is one more step: the rebirth, the integration, the moment when you finally see why you had to let go. That is what waits beyond this threshold. That is what we will enter together in the final part. You are ready. Breathe. The next version of your destiny has already begun to take shape within you. Let's walk there, together. You've crossed the unseen bridge. You've walked through silence, through surrender, through the slow unraveling of what once defined you. Now the air feels clearer. The heaviness that clung to your chest has lifted just enough for you to breathe differently. You are not the same person who pressed play on this message. Something inside you has opened. You can feel it, a soft pulse of peace where there used to be doubt. That is the sign. You have entered the beginning of your rebirth. Rebirth does not arrive with fireworks. It arrives quietly, like dawn. soft, deliberate, inevitable. You begin to notice little miracles. The right message appears at the right time. A stranger's kindness restores your faith in humanity. An old wound stops aching without explanation. This is the new rhythm of your soul aligning with grace. October 27th, remember, not a date, but a symbol, marks the moment when you stopped resisting your own evolution, when you allowed the universe to take what it needed to take so that you could finally grow without weight. That permission has changed everything. You may still feel some echoes of the old life. That's natural. Rebirth does not erase the past. It integrates it. Everything you've lost becomes wisdom now. Every heartbreak, a teacher. Every delay, a blessing in disguise. And as you stand in this new light, you will realize something profound, that nothing was ever wasted. Even the pain had purpose. Even the confusion was preparation. The moments you cursed are now the soil from which your peace blossoms. This is how the universe builds strength, through contrast. It breaks what cannot bend, so that what remains can hold more light. Now, breathe again. Feel the gentleness of this new chapter settling around you. There is no rush anymore. You don't have to chase destiny. It will find you now, because you've become still enough to hear its footsteps. Every day after this will feel slightly different. The same sunrise will glow softer. The same world will seem wider. Because you are looking through healed eyes, you are no longer seeking signs, you have become one. In this rebirth, your purpose begins to whisper again, not as a loud command, but as a quiet knowing. You'll feel drawn to new things, new cities, new art, new words. Don't question it. Follow the pull. It is your compass. The universe only gives that feeling to those who are ready to create from truth. And yes, you might find yourself physically moving, packing, traveling, stepping into new space. But now you know it's not running away, it's rising. Every step forward will echo with gratitude, because you've seen what happens when you trust the invisible. There's something sacred about starting over when the world thinks you should have settled. It takes courage to begin again when no one claps for your decision. But remember, destiny rarely announces itself with applause. It appears in whispers, in small decisions, in quiet mornings when you choose faith over fear. And every time you choose peace instead of panic, every time you forgive instead of fight, you move closer to the frequency that has been calling you all along. This is the life that reshapes destiny, not one of grand gestures, but of consistent surrender. You don't need to prove yourself anymore. You simply need to be yourself, completely, unapologetically, divinely. Take a moment now. Place your hand over your heart. Feel that rhythm. That is proof that you were never forgotten, never abandoned. Through every fall, something greater kept you breathing. That same force is still guiding you forward. So, whisper this to yourself. I am safe in my becoming. I release the old with gratitude. I open my arms to what is meant for me. I walk in alignment with my higher path. Let those words anchor you. Let them become your morning mantra when doubt visits again. Soon you'll look back and see the invisible threads, how every ending was placed perfectly, how every detour brought you closer to where you were meant to be. You'll smile at the timing of it all and realize the universe was never late. It was only waiting for you to stop rushing. And now that you've stopped, everything can arrive. Chosen one, you are no longer preparing to live. You are living. This is the peace you prayed for while you were still standing in the storm. This is what alignment feels like. Not constant happiness, but quiet certainty. You know who you are now. You know that what is yours cannot miss you. You know that everything that left made space for something higher. You have been reshaped by destiny itself. So, as this final part closes, breathe in gratitude. Not the kind that begs, but the kind that thanks. You have made it through the unraveling, the crossing, and the rebirth. You are lighter now, freer now, truer now. Before you go, leave one last note in the comments. I am reborn. Because every word you send out becomes a seed, and this seed will grow into the life you have been waiting for. The light is with you, the universe is with you, and more importantly, you are with you. The journey doesn't end here, it unfolds. Every sunrise after this one will remind you that transformation never stops. It only deepens. You have walked through the fire and come out glowing. Your new world has already begun.